So when I was debating on, what to talk about today, initially, which I'm going to share this anyway because it's kind of funny. So I get home and I check my email, and one of the emails reads, "You see, you were searching for something. Come and check it out again." And I was like, "That's kind of creepy." But as somebody who deals with email marketing, you try to encourage people to give a really good descriptive subject line. And I guess that's what they were doing. I'm not going to call the retailer because, maybe one day I wanted to work with them in some way. But it was really funny to me that that's what they picked to be their subject. Now, creepy is probably not what they were going for. We all know, or many of us probably know by now, that when you search for something online, you leave footprints all over the place and people can track what you've looked at. We've clicked and looked at something in Google and then gone to Facebook and seen it, and then, opened up an email and seen uh, a little advertisement on the side from Google because they've picked up on the fact that you were searching for something. And so I feel like I know that I was looking for something. And apparently, so does that retailer. And they just decided they would send it out as an email. And it was just, um, it's kind of like owning the fact that they have access to all of this information. So I thought it was a little funny. I would not have advised that to actually be the subject matter because some of the songs that popped up in my head was like, um, were more like stalkerish songs, like "I Saw You" and "Him Walking in the Rain." And if you're a 90s kid, you know that song. But anyway, that was my little quirky thing to share. What I was going to get on and talk to you about was my win for the day. And I had a couple of wins for the day that, and maybe you did too, you want to share. One of them is that there's this conference tomorrow that's totally digital and free. And they have a couple of things that I think that my niece, who is 16 years old, would be interested in. So instead of just registering myself, which I did, I also sent the information to her. And even though it's adults presenting it and it's not necessarily geared toward or targeted specifically for teens, with her being interested in stocks and entrepreneurship, as well as real estate, I think it would be beneficial for her to just hear some tips on how she could actually get started. So my first win was watching out for the next generation. Sometimes we kind of go through things and don't necessarily share some of our experiences with like our nieces and nephews and those who are coming behind us because maybe we think they're not interested or those aren't conversations that we have with them. But why not? Why wait until, you know, they're adults and then we're trying to impart some lesson that we may have learned from something that didn't work out, as opposed to giving them the tools to discover better ways of functioning or doing that could hopefully save them from some of the lessons that we had to learn. So this way she gets some exposure and she gets to look at the field and maybe she discover that she wants to do it. Maybe she learns some strategies, or maybe she gets a chance to learn what not to do as other people share how they have experienced those particular industries that she wants to enter. The second thing that I had the opportunity to do was talk to a friend who is also a creative in media. He's a photographer who wants to get into film. And I've been meaning to give him a couple of websites and resources that I think would be helpful in him as he looks into entering this new industry, and kept forgetting. And but anyway, today he ended up calling and was like, "Hey, John said that you wanted to share something with me." And so I rattled off a couple of things and told him some steps that could help him launch into that new arena that he wasn't aware of. And so for me right now, it's like, how do we take care of our tribe? Sometimes we have loads of information that aren't necessarily things that we need to use. Do I need to know how to get in touch with some of these people? No. Do I know it? Yes. Does he need to know it? Yes. So why not pass the information along? So think about your network and some of the things that maybe your friends are trying to accomplish, and you may either know somebody or know of a resource that could help them along their journey. Why not pass it along? So those are my wins. My last big win for the week is the fact that I have kept doing this. I want to make a habit of this, and it's actually getting easier. And it's funny because the more I talk to people who are like, I can't believe that you're actually doing that. It's so hard for me. I'm like, yeah, it's hard for me too, because I can't see who I'm talking to, but I know that you exist. And if I can drop a little nugget along the way, then great. If you don't get anything out of it, but you think that somebody else will, feel free to share it. Or if you have something that you'd like me to touch on, send me a message. And if I have any expertise in that area, I'll share it. If not, I'll try to find the information for you. But I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. You'll probably see me here tomorrow at some point during the day, because John is wonderful at being the Facebook police and ensuring that, hey, you need to go do that live. I'm like, yeah, I do. But have a great weekend, guys. Bye.